Good morning, evening, afternoon. I'm Cat. Welcome to our channel. Today we are playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Previously, we finally are having the last bit of trial, and Vasquez is on trial, and she's kind of playing mind games with us. She's aloof and standoffish, and don't bang on the table and don't repeat things, whatnot. And we're having a battle of wits right now, and that's where we left off. She's saying, how could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? And how to respond to that. So let's do that now. I think you could. You couldn't, could you? I don't know. Well, you couldn't. I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, this samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? Rebels, 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 rebels!
What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body.
I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the steel samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. I have proof? I have proof? Oh. The photo from 5 years ago? I don't know. Steak plate. The van? How's that proof? Is it the spear itself? Because, like, I mean, it was found in Studio 1. We know that's not where he was killed. And, like, it was duct tape. That's weird. I'll take the hit for it if I'm wrong. I present you the proof. The so-called murder weapon. Quote, unquote. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who's wearing that thick costume with this through the chest? Thank you, game, for logicking. Because I was very confused on how, like, a duct tape spear was able to do. Okay, thank you. I feel validated.
Order.
Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? A van. No. Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell, what was? How was Hammer killed?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Hammer?
I can tell you. I can't tell you.
I don't know.
What weapon? The gate? The fence? Did they use the fence? Did they use the fence? Was the fence used? Huh. I gotta look at my stuff. The only thing I can think of is that just the fence, right? From the photo. Like it has a similar like stabby spear-like pattern, right? That could do it. Alright, I can tell you. When I make a claim like that, if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was?
I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. True that. Very well. Let's see this murder weapon then.
This photo, she paper cutted him to death. Look at this photo.
Oh, what is this?
That's a photo. Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs.
Oh, why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs.
Everyone was rabble surprised.
Oh, order, order. If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about?
This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the press. Outside, even. It was a close-kept secret at the studios.
What does this have to do with the current case?
Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in the photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest?
What are you saying?
Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. Rabbles, rabbles, shock, awe, gasp.
Mr. Wright, continue.
It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Misty Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though, whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say.
In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die 5 years ago?
Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? I don't think that's... okay. Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing stuff. You deny what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1? and returned to the trailer all in the span of 15-minute break. How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio One and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time.
Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body?
She couldn't have dealt with it, but she could move it. She had another way. I feel like she had another way. What if there was another way to carry the body? Other than with her own hands. For instance,
a vehicle?
Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body.
Interesting.
Let's hear it then.
Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body.
Alright. Sleep pills. Steel plate. Van.
Just chucks a toy van at someone's head.
Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio One. And you used the studio van to do it.
Gasp! Rabble, rabble. Makes sense, rabble, rabble.
Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio One. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio One. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course he was. Of course he wasn't. Of course he was. Of course, Sal Manella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the steak. The steak. I'm really thinking about this whole steak thing. They had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Ms. Vasquez? Shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. Oof. I lose, you win. It was fun.
I win?
What? So what happens next?
Don't question mark me.
Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean Lee Vasquez? So it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. What can I say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright? We just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. That is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What?
Order. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course it says what it says. Certainly it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure.
Well, I came here as a witness today. If you no more questions, I'll be leaving.
What do we do now?
You did it, Vasquez. Testify again, Vasquez. No further questions. Testify again, Vasquez. I'd like you to testify again. Testify again. No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. To come so far only to fail.
As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez.
Edgeworth, you know you're winning, right? You're winning. What do you mean, objection?
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't.
I see very well.
So stupid.
Your Honor.
I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm the witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating this last several minutes. Well, I do, because you might fuck up. And then I can come in and mess your shit up. And then I win. That's how it works.
Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about?
Well, yes,
Indeed, verily, I to say, ergo. I would the law and music, and then he comes up with something, and it's great. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. Yeah, what happened after they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter.
Nick! Why did Edgeworth?
Who knows? He probably realized she did it too.
But... Wasn't he the one who said he always gets a guilty verdict?
But he's already lost a couple times, so it doesn't matter anymore.
After all that?
Edgeworth. I was with Sal in the old bag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. The security lady old bag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my scripts and director notes. Then I went home. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Okay, Nick, we're close. Real close. She may be acting tough now. But if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick.
Right. Poke holes at everything. What time was that?
We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then.
When exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio?
About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you.
Press order! Were there other employees when you got to the studio?
They weren't there yet.
Well, I don't know, if it gives me a thing to press harder, I just assume to press harder. Then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Sal Manila's help.
Oh? What did I just say? Did I not say I wasn't stuffing any bodies in any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy.
Boy? The witness will continue her testimony. The assistant was there too. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct?
So he says.
Did no one go to call him?
Remember
what?
There was a dead body lying in the room, lying in front of us, yet you expect us to be calm?
You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder.
Sigh.
Press harder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around?
The other way around?
You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one here was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often tell him on the bus. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing.
Poor Powers. Well, suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue.
I immediately called the police. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silence, completely silence. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on scene. Sorry, I'm late. And silence, dead silence. Silence. Hey, Nick! Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should say something to lighten things up.
Yeah. Old bag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it?
She said because she saw him going towards the studio.
Right, the steel samurai. Press harder. Just keep on pressing. Something's bound to happen. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's work?
Perhaps not. She seemed to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph.
I don't know why I have such a hard time saying photograph. Meaning the one taken by the security camera?
She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer.
I don't think there's anything in there I can use.
I asked to be left out of the proceedings.
You asked to be left out?
Yes. Seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing.
But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question.
Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting. There was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us.
Covered for you or covered it up for you?
There must have been a lot writing on it, with all those big wigs at the meeting.
I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning.
I went back to the trailer to get my script, okay? The script and your director's direction notes. Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen.
No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal.
Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything.
Why?
There was a murder after all.
Yeah, but you didn't know about the murder when you went to Studio One.
Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh, yeah, I guess.
Very well, Miss Vasquez. No, that makes no sense. You said you didn't bring your director's notes because there's murder at Studio One, but if you went to Studio One, you didn't know there was a murder there until you got to Studio One. Unless you did the murder, unless you knew. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. But Edgeworth, please be on my side on this. Huh?
Think. Miss Vasquez says she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have to have known about the murder before going to Studio One.
Thank you, Edgy.
Edgeworth, you're not so bad, even though you falsify evidence and kind of screw me over a lot. But you're growing on me.
Order, order.
Okay. Well, we'll see how this plays off in the next episode. Until, see you next time.